everyone, today I'm coming to you without any makeup on because we're going to do a little get ready with me / tutorial / whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to be using my Pirates of the Caribbean products. I have done a full review of each of the items. I did a review on the eyeshadow palette, on the cheek palette, and on the full collection of the lip products, the little lip duos. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'll link all three of those videos below. They are 3 separate videos because, you know, I get kind of chatty. So I mentioned in that video that I thought it'd be beneficial to do a tutorial for y'all. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to use my Rimmel Scandaleyes in the shade Nude to kind of give myself a base. So I wanted to do this video. Oh, this needs to be sharpened, guys. We'll sharpen it, not a problem. If y'all haven't known, these, oh, no. I have this LOC pencil sharpener, in case you've ever noticed that before. And it's freaking awesome. It holds your sharpening shavings for a while. And apparently I had not emptied it in a little bit. But it's super great. It's like $6, I want to say, 6 or 7 on the Birchbox website. Oh, excuse me, will you please close? There we go. So if you're looking for a good pencil sharpener, this one's very nice. But like I was starting to say, I wanted to do this video a little while ago, but I was unable to because I didn't film for like a week, because my little brother graduated college, which is obviously super exciting. He went to the University of Alabama, graduated in 4 years with a history degree. So, very exciting, and that's where I was when I took almost a full week off. And I like to put this base in my inner corner and also under my lash line. But anyway, like I was saying, Jess Thomas graduating meant no filming. Oh my goodness. It's hot here, y'all. I don't know where y'all live, but here in Savannah, Georgia, it is hot. I have my air conditioning on, and I feel like I'm sweating like a pig. So I'm just blending that out with my finger. It gives you a nice base. It's kind of sticky. I feel like it does a nice job. My nails are awful. I'm painting them today. They're awful. I painted them crimson for just graduation because, again, Alabama. Alright. So, looking at our palette. It's so pretty. We're going to start with a crease shade. I think I'm going to start with this shade Bones right here. This palette for me is very inspiring. I don't know. I feel like it didn't get the best reviews. And, you know, everyone is allowed to have their own opinion, obviously. But I think it's awesome. This is a tapered blending brush by Borghese. I don't know how you say it. I got it in an Ipsy bag. It's super soft and nice. And it really diffuses the shadow. As you can see, these shadows are super pigmented. I don't get a ton of fallout. And I just am kind of bringing that almost to my brow bone. Not quite, but almost. I don't have the biggest eyelids, as you can probably tell. So I kind of have to work with what I got. And I try to kind of put eyeshadow a little above where some people might, just in order to kind of fake it like I have bigger eyes than I do. So there we go. And then I'm going to take this Crown duo-sided brush. I'm going to take the fluffy side and put it into Macys. And put that up on my brow bone. You can see it's a really nice brow bone highlight without being too terribly stark. There we go. And again, it's going to go on this eyeball, obviously, because we want to highlight both brows. Beautiful. So Then I'm gonna take my, this is the blending fluff, I think also from Crown Brush. I have a lot of Crown brushes. And I'm gonna take Lost at Sea, which is this pretty kind of periwinkle shade. And I'm gonna kind of put it a little bit above the crease. It's very light. It's just kind of another blending transition-y shade. It's really pretty, but it's just pretty light. I don't even know. You can kind of see there's that blue in there. And it does have some powdery fallout, but in my opinion, it's not near as bad as, say, the Lorac Pro palettes. And I have Pro 1 and Pro 2. And you see, mixing with that bone shade, it's almost giving us like a purple sunken in eye. I feel like this is a very piratey thing. I really like the color selection. I know some people did not. And then we're going to take, actually a shimmer. This is the Sigma Blending E25 brush. It's a little mini brush. And I'm going into the shade Starry Night, which is a brown, in a blue shimmer. And we're going to kind of go in that crease. This is a blending brush, but it's very exact, in my opinion. And we're kind of going in the crease and a little bit above it, again, only because I do have such small eyelids. There, now we're very blue. I'm so excited for this movie to come out, y'all. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I always have. Since they came out. And Johnny Depp's been my favorite actor pretty much as long as I can remember. So, I'm super excited and ready for that movie. That's what we have right now. And then we're just going to put the lid shade on. Y'all, it's hot. I'm going to take one of my beloved Urban Decay brushes that come in the palette. Again, I have a whole video on that if you're interested in seeing it. I'm going to put all of this hair up. I just have my hair up in a clip. That's how I usually do it. I don't know why it has to be 10 million degrees. It's like, what time is it? It's like 11:25. Y'all can't read that. Trust me, it's 11:25. So now we're going to go into the shade Sea Haze, which is this really pretty green that I feel like is very unique. And we're just going to brush that all over the lid. And you can see it's super brightening. But it's still green. There we go. That's pretty. I like that. I think this is very like nautical, very oceany without being too bright, which is kind of cool. I think, as I said in this review, so I'm sorry if I'm being redundant, I feel like this palette has like color, but it's kind of sedated, but it's not pastel. It's unique. I'm taking the brush that came in the Urban Decay Electric palette, this little flat shader side. I like this for my inner corner. I'm going to use the shade Shiver Me, which is just like a shimmery white. And I'm just kind of really exactly putting it in there. I like a super shimmery kind of over the top inner corner highlight. I know some people say it makes your eyes look kind of closed off. It doesn't do a lot. I just like the way it looks. You know, sometimes you just do what you like, whether or not it necessarily is the most flattering for your eye shape. So there we go. And then I'm going to take this is a Nikki K angled shadow brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Black Pearl, which is their duochrome. And I'm going to put it in the outer corner. And just kind of blending. These blend so nicely. They are that super blendable Lorac Pro formula. But I feel like when I use the other Pro palettes, I can kind of get a super muddled look where it just looks like I don't have it looks like I just have a muddy mess that I just used one eyeshadow and kind of poorly blended it across the whole eyelid. And I don't get that with this palette. I feel like they stay distinct. which I appreciate, obviously, because I do put on multiple eyeshadow colors, obviously. So there we go. I love this look. Big fan, big fan. And now we're going to take, this is the other side of that Crown Duo brush, the like pointed side. And I'm going to take that shade Bones again and sweep it along my lower lash line. Having that nude eyeliner down there really helps the shadows cling to it. Alright. And we're just kind of placing it and blending it at the same time. And then we're going to take, this is the Luxie Beauty number 221 brush. Whew, it's like 1,000 degrees. And we're going back into that blue sparkly Starry Night shade. And we're just going to put it under the lower lash line. I feel like whenever I look at my thumbnails for tutorials, I'm always making this face. But that's how you have to put on makeup, guys. There we go. It just gives another little pop of color. Then I'm going to take the Lorac, what is it called? Lorac Front of the Line Pro Black Eye Pencil. And this also came with a palette. If you wanted to do like a really deep, darky, smoky eye, or like use that duochrome shade all over the lid, you could for sure use this as an overall base. But I'm just going to use it to line. It's a retractable pencil. And I'm going to use it to line my upper lash line. I put that nude on the lower inner corner, or an inner rim down there, in case you did not, let me guess I didn't say that. There we go. And just because I found that recently, I feel like there's a gap, like a teeny tiny gap between my lash line and where that any kind of pencil liner goes. I don't feel like I get that with liquid liner, but when I use pencil liner, I find that. So I've really enjoyed setting pencil liner with a shadow. So I'm going to go back into that palette again and go into the shade Menace. And just kind of using that same 221 Luxie Beauty brush. Just kind of going over it again. I also don't feel like that black is like the most ultra pigmented black liner. It's not bad. But y'all know I've become recently very much in love with my Rimmel Scandaleyes. There we go. And then I'm just going to put on some mascara. I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Ubame mascara. This I got in a Birchbox a while ago. It gives a decent amount of length, but not a ton of volume. Got this funky 3-balled wand. It's on its last legs. Might be in my empties videos this month. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to kind of do 2 coats of that. Well, like 1.5. I like to have lots of mascara. Who doesn't? And no, I did not forget about my brows. I'm going to go, I don't do a ton with my brows. I mean, like, not to sound cocky, but I think they're decent already. So I'm just going to take, if I can find it, where's my little brush? Here it is. This is the Smashbox Travel Smudge Brush. I'm going to go again into that shade Bones and just kind of work it into my brow. Beautiful, beautiful. Like I shouldn't just use my viewfinder or else I'm going to end up with super crazy brows. It always amazes me how you can use a shade that's like so much lighter than your actual hair color and it still works. Like I don't really know how it does. I think it's witchcraft, but it does. And that's really cool. Because Bones is definitely a lot lighter. It's almost my skin tone. And then I'm going to set that using the Ulta Clear Brow Gel. I really like this. I like it better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, personally. But I do like to set it when I use just a powder. There we go. Those are my brows. So that's it for the eye look. Now let's go on to the face. Sorry if I'm grossing y'all out. I'm just super hot. So I'm going to use the Borghese Splendore Brightening Makeup. Just dropped it on the ground. Almost. And I'm just going to put that all over my face. This is in my 4 by the 4th of July project pan. You're going to see, it's super illuminating. Almost too much so, in my personal opinion. It's a little much. But I'm going to put foundation over it. So, you know, you do what you got to do. There we go. Then we're going to take the Garnier BB cream in light medium. And I'm just going to kind of dab it along. This is a little dark for me, if we're being honest with ourselves. But we make it work. You can see I have some grossness on my chin. I always get grossness on my chin. I'm going to use this. I just got this from my BoxyCharm. It's the Crown brush. I think it's called the Round Oval Brush. And we're just going to kind of use it to blend out that BB cream. You can see it blends out really nicely with this brush. And it just blends out really nicely. And you know it's a BB cream. It doesn't give the most amazing coverage, but it does some. You can see right there. I mean, it kind of takes away the color of those blemishes or whatever you want to call them. That shininess is still coming through a lot. I'm going to take a little more from my chin area, a little bit on my cheeks. Alright. And we're blending again. I don't know how I feel about this brush style. I mean, I like it. I do think it works well. I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. I'm enjoying playing with it. And I did just post my BoxyCharm unboxing video in case you want to see that. Oh, and go below. There we go. I think that's good, right? We're going to put on some concealer. Where'd it go? This is the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Concealer. It's $2. It's alright. I don't think I have the worst bags right now because school is out. Praise Jesus. I'm still working on my thesis and some data and all, you know. And I'm going to set that with the shade Macys again from the the Pirates palette. But yeah, school's out, so I am still working on a bunch of stuff, but I can sleep a little more, which is super nice. This brush that I'm setting it with is a Smashbox brush. I think it's called like the Pro Blending Brush or something. I don't know, the name's rubbed off. There we go. And again. And this is the EcoTools sponge that I'm using to blend it out. I think this sponge blends things really nicely. It's just not the softest. I've done a review on it and I mentioned it in my April favorites, so I'll link both of those videos below. I know I always say that, but I like to be helpful. And then we're going to use this CoverGirl Fix Stick in this shade L1234. I apply a lot of this because it's not the most pigmented. I just did a whole video, actually, on all of my Covergirl makeup products. And kind of gave like mini reviews of each of them. So if you're interested in that, I'll also link it below. Because I think it's interesting. I've done it with Covergirl and with Urban Decay. Just to kind of go over everything I have from that brand. And it's funny to see how differently I feel about those two brands in general. Whew, hot. And then we're going to set this face. We're going to use the Eco Tools powder brush. If you're using a powder foundation, I really like this. And the Body Shop Loose Face Powder in the shade 02. I really like this for setting if you're using a powder foundation, because you can get a decent amount on there without it going too crazy powdery. Alright. Just to give, especially when you're using a BB cream, just to give you a little bit extra coverage. There we go. And now let's go into the actual cheek palette play. So in case you haven't seen it, it's gorgeous. Love it. Huge fan of this palette. And I'm gonna take my Beauty Basics brush, this little angled brush, and go into the shade Lost Soul. For me, I can use it. Ooh, it's a little much actually. I'm gonna wipe off that brush. I can use this shade as a contour, as you can see. I definitely think, as I mentioned in my review of this, I need a fluffier brush. I don't want that one. Well, if I can find a fluffier brush, that would be helpful, right? Here we are. This is the Me brush. I mentioned it in my review that I definitely think that this palette is a lot more suited towards people with light to fair skin tones, as opposed to like deep, probably even medium. It's showing up a lot more severe on camera. I don't like the way that's looking. There we go. In person, it's not as like overly sculpted as it is on camera. And then we're gonna take, using my, oh no, let's do a highlighter first. This is the BH Cosmetics highlight brush. What highlight do we want today? Let's go into Star Reader, which is that one. And we're just gonna ever so slightly place, look at that highlight. It's beautiful. It's very shimmery. And then let's put, Destined is almost more of like a neutrally shade. So I like to put that on the tip of my nose. Just like, boom. And then we gotta have blush. So using my Luxie Beauty 504 brush, we're gonna go into the shade Caribbean, which is kind of a neutral blush that's matte. And it kind of, I like to put on highlighter first, because if you do that, I feel like you can use the blush brush to kind of blend it all in nicely. Okay. There we go. We got some blush on now. And then what lip were we going to use? I'm tempted to use the blue, but I've used the blue on camera a few times. I'm going to go with Barboss-y. So that's just the lipstick. Perfect. And then let's do the fun Sparrow lip gloss, because again, this gorgeous duochrome doesn't really show up on the lips. I'm trying to kind of just like tap and swipe. So there you go. Having that deeper, see the Sparrow one is this like gray shade. Having that Barboss-y deep base is definitely helping it come out a little more. I think that's better than it has been. Yeah. So, and I can take down my hair. What have you done? Oh no, it's just gonna stay in here forever. What? Do y'all ever do that? Do y'all ever put a clip in and then you're just like, what? How are you so tangled up in my hair? I just like put you in there. There we go. So, this is the overall look. I am still very, very much a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. The cheek palette and the eyeshadow palette I really love. The lip duos are okay. They're not the best things in the world, but they're pretty nice. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any other requests, suggestions, comments, any of that, go ahead and link it below. And if there's anything you want to see, maybe if you want to see a different look, some specific shades of this, let me know. Or anything else. Just as always, let me know what you're interested in seeing. There's the palette. It's beautiful. Love it. Love everything. So with that, I will see y'all real soon. Bye.